Alrighty, you sexy sons of guns. I am going to teach you today, step by step, how you can make your own supplements brand. Now, the steps that I'm going to be going over are applicable to more than just supplement brands, right? But basically, I'm going to show you kind of end to end exactly what we're doing right now. And I think this is quite a interesting strategy. If you've ever wanted to start your own brand, or maybe if you've already got your own brand, but you're looking to do something else, I think there's going to be so much in this video that's going to be really, really interesting and useful for you. So, just a little bit about us, right? We generally do Amazon FBA, but right now we are in development with a new brand that we're going to be launching in the UK. And I want to kind of document exactly how we're doing it because, yeah, I think it's super, super useful. So, this is one of our brands at the minute that you can see on screen. So, this is a tool called Scale Insights. So, this is one of our brands in the US. Last 30 days, we've done about $100,000 in revenue and about just under $16,000 in profit. So we've just launched a few new products. So generally when that happens, our profit margin goes down. You can see yesterday we had a pretty tasty day, 4.2K in sales, $1,100 in profit for a 26% margin. But usually we're around 20% margin. But the last 30 days has been a bit lower because of new product launches. But what we are now doing is moving away from just being Amazon FBA. We're launching a new brand, but also this brand in the US, we're launching on TikTok Shop. We're also going to be doing D2C, and we're going to be documenting it all on the channel, but also in our community, Honest FBA. If you're interested in anything, in learning more about the community, check out the video description. But today, what I am going to be talking about is 4 key steps, right? And I'm going to explain each one, and then I'm going to show you kind of hands-on examples of each one of them. And I think this is going to make it really clear for how you launch things like supplements and how you create brands around them. Because honestly, it's not that difficult. I'm not saying it's easy to create a really successful supplement brand, and supplements are a competitive space, but you can use the fundamentals here and the strategies and the tactics and all the things that I'm talking about on any niche. It doesn't have to be supplements. I just personally really like supplements right now. I think it's something that's just, there's so many smaller sub niches of supplements. And if you understand these fundamentals that I'm going to talk about in these steps, then you can basically apply it to anything, right? And this is also taken into account something that's really, really changed in the last 6 to 12 months, and that's TikTok and short form content, which I will be diving into. We also have a creator community. So if you're interested in learning more about TikTok Shop and creating your own content, check out the video description as well. But without further ado, let's get into it because I think this is going to help you see so many opportunities for creating your own brands, launching your own products. And if you want me to go in depth on any of these steps a little bit more, because it's going to be quite high level, but showing you hands on, then just let me know in the video comments below. But let's do it, right? So step one, you want to be finding an existing brand or product that's doing really well, ideally in a trending niche. Now, I can show you some examples, right? So one of the best examples I think of this being done really, really well is Space Goods. Now, this is a brand in the UK. Essentially, the founder of this brand saw in the US that things like mushroom coffee were absolutely booming. So if you come across the Amazon and you search mushroom coffee, oh, coffee mushroom coffee, what you're going to see is that this is a huge trend. Now, trends like this start when a brand or a series of brands launch a type of product that's a little bit innovative, and then these trends just start to get more and more popular. So you can see, right, in 2020, which is not that long ago, obviously like 4 years ago, there was some people searching for mushroom coffee. It existed, but it wasn't massive, right? And then as you can see, over time, it's got more and more popular to the point where at its peak, there was 330,000 people searching for mushroom coffee. Now, this is essentially what happens, right? And where I think the money is to be made is if you know how to spot these trends and then you know how to develop products and brands, then you can do really well, because Space Goods is essentially a product and a brand that's based off an existing product and brand that was doing really well in the US and then launched into the UK. Not taking anything away from the founder of this brand. It's an incredible brand, a great product, and he's executed on it insanely well. But I think it's an amazing example of essentially just copying something that's already working, putting your own spin on it, and doing a different version of it in a different market, right? And this is the first step. You want to be looking at trends and finding these niches that are emerging or trending. You want to see who else is doing it really well, and then you want to bring that with it with a twist. I'm not just saying copy the branding. I'm not saying launch one called Star Goods, copy the branding, but use it as inspiration, because that's what most successful businesses are. So I'm going to show you a brand that I've found and a product that I think there's so much opportunity around, and that you could use this in a different territory in Europe or Australia, wherever you're based, and essentially copy, but not really copy completely, this brand and this product. So, and then I'm going to show you the steps that you can go through to kind of do that in your own way, right? So this product is called Primal Queen. Now, I came across this, honestly, I think I just came across this on Amazon. Essentially, what this is a beef um, a beef organ supplement. So you can see introducing Primal Queen, 6 essential female focused beef organs sourced from 100% grass fed and pasture raised cattle. So this is essentially a packet of these little tablets, which are supplements, right? And this brand is absolutely killing it. Now, first of all, what you'll notice is the brand name is incredible. Primal Queen. So obviously perhaps a little bit of a play on Primal Scream, if anybody knows that. But it's clearly aimed at women, and also the branding just looks great. Like, it looks super different. It actually doesn't feel very primal to me, but it looks super, super different, and it's just really cool. So if you come across to Amazon, what you'll see, right, is if you search Primal Queen, and if you're wondering how I have all these words and all of this data down here, this is a tool called Helium 10. Helium 10 is an Amazon FBA research tool. If you want to get a discount for it, check out the video description. But this is my favorite part of Helium 10, seeing all of this data, right? But here you can see over time, right? Primal Queen, I don't know how long it's been around. Back in 2023, there were some people searching for it. I think it launched less than 2 years ago. But over time, what you can see is as this company's got bigger and this product has got more popular, you got 100,000 people searching for this product now. So basically, all it is a little pack of, I think you get 60, and it's a mixture of things. It's a mixture of basically beef organs. I think it's got weird stuff in there like fallopian tubes, liver, brain. It's all freeze dried, and then it's put together into a little capsule, right? Now, you might be thinking, how the hell would I do that? And how would I source it and all the rest of it? And I'm going to show you how you do that. Now, this type of product, I've actually looked into sourcing this product, and it is quite complicated. It's a little bit of a logistical adventure. You've got to find the beef supplements, you've got to get them freeze dried, you've got to get them. But honestly, things like that take a little bit of extra effort are generally the ones that have got a higher barrier to entry. So it's going to be harder for people to copy you. Now, a lot of people think that supplements, you have to source them in the US or in Europe. What most people don't realize is that a lot of supplements are actually still sourced in China. They're sent from China, the raw ingredients, and then they are packaged up in the US market. And then on the box, it will say made in the US, even though those ingredients are from China. Now, this is not the case for this product, because I think this product, because it's beef, is sourced in Argentina or New Zealand. But basically, this is just a supplement that's a beef supplement, and women use it because it's apparently really good for a lot of things that women need. I don't know, like iron, all that type of stuff, right? And it helps with all these these ailments that women have, and it generally just helps women be healthier. So the entire brand is aimed at women, right? And it's Primal Queen handpicked 6 beef organs for optimal female nutrition. So you got kidney, you got liver, you got heart, uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes. But look, it's vitamin B12, it's CQ10, it's vitamin A, all of these things that are really, really healthy for the body, right? Now, if you know the Liver King, if you've ever heard of that dude, you might not know that he actually has a similar brand to this. So I don't know whether he owns the entire brand or he's just kind of a partner. But this Ancestral Supplements is a product from the Liver King's brand. So he promotes this on social media, and it's a very similar thing, right? It's basically this whole idea of like ancestral type stuff and keto, and the animal-based diet, which is super, super popular. So if we come down and we look at all the products that these guys have got, let's have a look. So you can see they've got tons of stuff, and it's all based around grass-fed beef, really. It's all, it's different supplements, bone marrow, liver, all of that type of stuff, which is a super trending thing, right? If you just search anything related to, so if we look at like grass-fed, this is just getting more and more popular. And this is, so if you look at like whey protein, grass-fed, this is just something that over time has got more and more awareness, and it's got more and more popular. Look at this. This is just booming, right? So this is an example of where you find an existing product or a brand that's doing really well in a trending niche, and then you can be like, right, how can I put a spin on that? And how can I bring it to another territory? So what we've done is we've found a brand that's killing it in the US market, and we're going to be launching not a complete copycat. We're going to be changing it, but we're going to be using that brand and that product as inspiration and then launching that into the UK market. Because in general, I think the UK market is 4 or 5 years behind the US. The US is always ahead. And for me, that just means opportunity, right? So step 2 is you're going to be using ChatGPT and Midjourney to develop your own version for a new market, right? So what I'm thinking is I want to create my own version of Primal Queen, and I want to launch it in the UK market, for example. Or I might want to launch it in Germany, or I might want to launch it in Spain, or wherever you're based, in Australia, who knows? But basically, I'm taking an existing idea and then I'm going to copy it, right? And a great way to do this is using ChatGPT and or Midjourney. So I did this, right? So what I did is I came to ChatGPT and I just started brainstorming names, right? Because I didn't want to be like Primal Queen and then copy that in the UK with the name. I wanted to come up with something unique that really stood out, because I think part of the reason why these guys are so successful is the name is great. It's super, super sort of short and snappy. It just really, really stands out. And you can imagine women feeling empowered. I'm a primal queen and all that type of stuff. So I really, really love the name for this. So what I did is I came across the ChatGPT. Now, if you don't have it, it's worth getting ChatGPT 4 because it's the best version. I think it costs about $20 a month. So what I did was I was like, give me 20 brand names, ideas for a women's supplement related to primal health, right? And then it just spits out these ideas. Now, they're not always amazing, but what they can do is kind of give you ideas. So like Primal Bloom, Primal Pulse, Nature's Harmony, Heritage Health. Sometimes these ones are a little bit cheesy. Wild Femme, Earth Goddess, which is quite cool, like Goddess, Primal Nourish, Essence Vital, Organic Flow. There's a lot of ideas in here for a brand name that could make sense. Like I quite like that Organic Flow. That's quite cool. Pure Vitality, Wild Wellspring is a bit weird. And then it says these names evoke the connection to primal health and nature, which also emphasizing femininity and violence. Because you really need to think about how your brand name is going to make people feel. When they see that brand name, how does it make them feel? Because that really impacts the perception of the brand. So then I said, give me 20 brand name ideas for women's supplement using the word bovine. Because what I saw is that bovine is you see it a lot in this space with supplements, right? So you've got like bovine colostrum, bovine collagen. It's all based around beef, because bovine, I think, is a type of cow. So you've got bovine colostrum, which is huge. You see all these brands like Miracle Moo; these are all huge. So I then thought, well, could I create a brand name around bovine? Because I think that could, you could have bovine king, bovine queen. I didn't really want to steal the queen thing, but bovine. So then, bovine essence, bovine harmony. So you can really see the process, right, of how you can use ChatGPT and you can use AI to really build the basis of a brand. You start with the brand name, and then I'm going to go on and show you how you can do the packaging and the brand imaging and all that type of stuff, right? So Bovine Revive, all of these, right? So I basically came out at this with a bunch of ideas for names. Now, generally, I find that ChatGPT doesn't find the exact name that I'm going to use, but it gives me a lot of ideas. Now, it's super simple to use. You just literally type in, give me 20 brand name ideas, and you can make it more specific. And then you can say, like, give me another 20 ideas, but change this little part of it, right? And it's super easy to do, super, super simple. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to start to understand how perhaps the brand could look. Because what you really want to do whenever you're selling anything, right, is you really want to stand out. Now, the way that I always do that is I come to the market and I come to the niche and I check it out. And I think, right, if I was going to launch one of these products, I want to stand out. I don't want to copy the branding and the kind of brand imagery of these products, right? Because they all use a very similar aesthetic. It's kind of like this old school, this is almost like a cowboy kind of feel, right? These kind of things. And I would not want to look like that. And because if you look, you've got these, they're all very, very similar. And then it's like, boom, you've got Primal Queen, and it just stands out so much. So for us personally, with every brand that we launch, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to stand out visually. I don't just want to blend in. I don't want to just blend into all these others, right? So that's where I want to use ChatGPT again as inspiration. And then what I would do is I would get a bunch of different brand image ideas from ChatGPT. And then I would give them to a designer, and the designer would then, finish it off and give you a finished product. So to show you some ideas, right, I ended up coming up with a couple of ideas. Bovine Queen was something that I kind of liked. If I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't go with it because I don't want to be ripping off Primal Queen too much. But I do think you could do this, right? Now, what I said to ChatGPT is create me a mock-up of a women's supplement brand called Bovine Queen. Create the mock-up for a bottle of capsules and place it on a kitchen counter. Use colorful design, blah, blah, blah. It didn't come back with something that was that great, but it gave me an idea because you can see the cow with the, with the crown on the top there. That's something that you could work with. So you could start to develop, like create me a mock-up of a supplement brand called Bovine Queen in a photorealistic style, right? Create the mock-up of a product in a pouch with a logo on the front of a cow wearing a crown. Make it super minimal and simple / clean. Now let's just see what it comes up with, because you can see here I did another one. Make that design again, but with a more primal design. So this is a little bit more like what's currently on the market, right? When you're looking at this sort of stuff, this is very similar to this. So I don't actually like that, but you can see how you can use it. And it comes up with some really good stuff. But then you get stuff like this, right? Here's an updated. Let's have a look. Here's the updated mock-up response one. I'm not sure what this bit is, but here we go. So it throws you out all of these ideas. And this is basically step 2, right? This is part of the process that you need to go through. So then you need to start developing, your own version using ChatGPT and Midjourney. Now, Midjourney, if you don't have it, is usually through Discord. It's very similar. You can make some more realistic designs with it. But this part of the process is basically what I went through, right? And you can see here, I started to brainstorm more sort of brand names, using ChatGPT, where I was like, give me 20 brand names like this with the word primal in them for a supplements brand. So this is part 2 of the process, right? You want to be starting to get brand names together. You want to get an idea of your brand identity, and your brand identity just needs to be different. This is what these guys have done. They've not copied. They've not copied these, right? Which is what I see so many people doing is they'll see brands like big brands like this that are doing really, really well, and they'll just create their own copycat version of it. And it just doesn't work. It's not going to, unless you've got some other competitive advantage, it's really not going to help you stand out in very competitive niches, right? Because what's crazy about this brand is the amount of people that are directly searching for it. And I think a huge part of that is because their branding is just so different. Their name, their visual branding. And that's what I would encourage everybody to do. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. Just make it visually stand out. And you can do that by coming up with brand name ideas with ChatGPT. And then also, using ChatGPT to come up with, stuff like this. So I ended up going down a bit of a different route, and I came up with stuff like this, right? So a brand name that I came up with is You Are Primal. Again, I wanted to be around the primal theme, but moving away from like Queen and Bovine. So I was like, show me something in a, a cage mock-up with, sorry, with a cave mock-up with a fire burning in the background. And it started to come up with stuff like this. And I was like, okay, this is cool. It's a little bit different. Still really wasn't what I was thinking about. I thought this was quite cool. So this really shows you, right, the level of like creativity that you can have, even if you're not a designer, you don't have any experience building brands. ChatGPT does so much of the work for you. Now look at this. This is cool. Are you telling me that if I launched that and it was on Amazon, then it wouldn't stand out? Like look how much that would stand out if that was in there. It would stand out so much, and you can imagine how the brand would start to take shape, right? It's primal, it's like old school. You know what I mean? You can see and feel it, and that's literally taken me 2 minutes to sort of just do a few different designs and come up with a few different things. Like this was what I wanted to do, was kind of have this caveman kind of branding to it, and this is what came up, and I think that looks really cool. um it's a little bit rough around the edges, but what you can do is you can take that idea, give it to a designer, and instead of them having to work from total scratch, they can basically just use this as inspiration, right? So I thought this was super, super cool. I actually forgot I did that one. So that's the second part. You've got the brand, you've got the idea, you've got the existing, you've got the proof that this product has got good product market fit. Because when you see these products and these brands, as a beginner, you probably think, oh God, I could never do that. But trust me, these are just copycats of other things. It's very, very, very few brands and products are truly innovative. It's usually something else that's just been copied, changed slightly with a different twist or whatever. Almost all the time it's always just people copying and imitating and just using other brands for inspiration and stuff like that. So step 3, right? We want to be getting to the point where we are finding suppliers and then comparing those suppliers to China. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of people think, right, that supplements and stuff. So if you just type in like supplements, right? A lot of people will think that supplements come, even if they all come from like the US or they come from Europe, but it's really not true. A lot of this stuff is bought from Asia, from China, from India, and it will get shipped to the US, and then it'll get packaged up, and then it'll have made in the USA. But the ingredients will be worldwide. Not all of the time, because some stuff obviously can be sourced. But this one, look, says made. Look, this is this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you look at this little American flag, it says made in the USA with globally sourced ingredients. So what that means is they are getting the turmeric from overseas, they are shipping it to the US, and then they are turning it into a little supplement in the US market. So this is doing $1 million a month. This is turmeric, super simple product. Now, I'm not saying go on and launch turmeric, because this is an incredibly competitive niche. But this is an example of where these things are sourced from outside of the US, and then they're packaged in the US. And you could do the same in the UK. As long as you put those ingredients together and put them in the capsule in the UK or the US, then you can say made in the US or made in the UK, and that's perfectly fine, right? So step 3 is starting to find these suppliers, right? So if you want to find a US supplier, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. Now, what you can do is you can type in supplement co-packer, supplement co-packers USA. Now, a co-packer is essentially a manufacturing company, right, that can take your ingredients, package them together, put them in bottles, and then ship them out for you, right? So they basically do the end-to-end sort of service on all products like this, right? So we use a co-packer in the US for one of our brands. They actually helped us source all the ingredients, and then they package them up. So we've got ingredients from all over. Some come from China, some come from the US. It all gets mixed together and then put in a pouch and then branded up, and then it gets sent to Amazon, right? So what you need to do is you need to find a co-packer, and you can find them in the UK, you can find them in Europe, you can find them in the US, and it's super simple. You literally use Google, and then you just email them, or even better, you get on the phone and you call them up and you say, look, I've got an idea. Maybe don't say I've got an idea to make you sound like a noob. I'm looking to launch a product in the US. These are the ingredients, and you already know what the ingredients are because they literally lay it out on the website or on the Amazon listing. you've got all of these ingredients here. Now, I actually went down the road on this. I actually went down the path of looking at this as a brand and a product idea. Now, these ingredients are quite difficult to source, right? If you ring a co-packer, they'll say that they can look into it for you, but they're quite difficult to source. But there's a lot of other consumable products that are not that difficult to source, right? This is just an example for you. I'm not saying go out and launch this brand, but I'm showing you the steps of how to do it, right? So, this part of the process, you can use Google or you can use sites like Thomasnet. So Google just found me that one there in 2 minutes, right? This is a manufacturing co-packer, and they do all of this different stuff: sports nutrition, nootropics, dietary supplements, weight loss supplements, capsule manufacturing. They do all of this stuff, right? And they'll turn it into powders, into tablets, capsules, soft gels, quality raw materials. So look, they'll do everything for you, and they are super super easy to work with. It's honestly not as difficult as you think to bring these products to market. And they'll do private label. They'll help you with the packaging. They'll do all sorts of different stuff, like collagen gummies, all of this sort of stuff. And that's all these brands do. It's not as complex as you think, right? Another one is is Thomasnet. It's basically a huge directory of suppliers and manufacturers in the US, right? So you can type in, I don't know, collagen, whatever, I don't know. You can type it in, right, and it'll be a manufacturer of bovine, chicken, and fish collagen. All right, there you go. Look, so if you were looking to launch a bovine product, perhaps these guys suitable for use in supplements, functional foods, cosmetics. There you go. Makers Nutrition. I think that was that one that we just found. No, Divine. Manufacturer of tasteless collagen protein available in 1 teaspoon serving size. So look, here you go, distributed fish. So look how easy that was. I literally just typed in collagen and I found all of these manufacturers in the US. Look, grass-fed bovine, nutritional supplements. There's so many of these companies, and all you need to do is you need to go click on this, and it'll take you to their website, or you can view the phone number. If you click on go to website, you can contact them in multiple ways. You can click this and they'll have a form that you fill in, or you pick up the phone. If you're based in Europe and you don't have a US landline, just use Skype. Just call them up and be like, hey, I'm looking to do this. Can you let me know this? Blah, blah, blah. This is how easy it is, right? And this is super, super simple. And if you are working a 9 to 5 and you want to do this on the side, you can hire a VA and have them do all of this. You can say to a VA, go and find me the contact information for 20 different co-packers in the US. Super simple, super easy, right? So what we've done, we've found an existing brand, a product that's trending. We want to see something that's trending, because what I like about this niche with this grass-fed supplements, or whatever it was, yeah, grass-fed supplements, right, is it's not a fidget spinner type product. It's not something that's just going, it's just suddenly out of nowhere. It's something that's just kind of trending up, right? Like this might not be the best keyword for it, but it's something that's slightly sort of trending up. And I just know anecdotally that like keto and all of this grass-fed stuff is in a niche that's just growing. Like paleo is getting more popular, all that type of stuff. So you want to position yourself in a niche that's growing. Because like another one is probiotics, right? What is it? Probiotics for women, for example, right? So again, this is a massive, massive niche, and I'm not saying go and launch this, but it's a good example of, look at this, right? It's not just gone like boom, like up. It's not just this super, super trendy thing, right? But what you want to see is that over a 3 or 4 year period, every year there's an increase in demand. Every year it's getting more and more aware, right? Because this might not just continually go up over the years, but you're entering a market that's big, and that it's got potential to keep growing year on year. And that's what you want. You don't want to be entering a market where it's just getting less and less, less and less sort of popular over time. You want to see a gradual increase like this, because if you see a massive up spike, that might be something that's going to be very, very saturated very quickly. You want something that's steadily growing, right? And there's tons of other little sub niches in stuff like this, like vaginal probiotics. That's something that I've seen recently. Look at that, like this is another good example. It was flat for a couple of years, and then it's gaining this traction. Now, I'm going to show you why these niches are doing this a little bit later on in the video. But to bring it back, Step one, you want to find these trending niches. Then you want to find a brand or a product that's doing it really well, because you're essentially going to copy that brand or product, right? And there's no shame in that. The smartest people copy, and they don't innovate. Not everyone's a James Dyson where you're going to invent this, innovative product that's going to change the world. That's not how most people make money. Most people get rich by copying other people. You copy it with your own identity, a slight bit of innovation on the product and the branding, and then you make money. So you're then using ChatGPT, right? You're leveraging these AI tools to help speed up the ideation phase for your brand identity, for your brand name, everything else. Step three, you're going to be finding suppliers that you can compare with China, right? If I come to Alibaba, right, and I type in beef supplements, beef organ supplements, right? You're going to see tons of stuff on over in China. Look, you're going to see these, which are that's literally just a rip off of Liver King's brand. But what you want to be doing is you want to be speaking to China also, because you want to get their numbers and compare it to the numbers that you get from the US. Now, you can still use China. Like, a lot of these gummy supplements come from China, like creatine gummies. A lot of that stuff is coming from China. So you don't necessarily have to source it in the US or Europe. But what you want to be doing at this stage is getting prices from China, but also from the UK or the US or whatever, because you need to compare those prices. You want to see, if I source it locally, what's the price? And if I source it from China, what's the price, right? Then step four, let's have a look. You want to be launching using Amazon and TikTok. You can also throw in Meta here, right? But these are different stages of different difficulty. Now, if you were to launch a copycat of this product in the US market, you're probably going to need a lot of money, because it's a big niche, it's competitive, you're going up against, big companies. But you could launch this in the UK, you could launch it in Germany, you could probably launch it in Australia. And as long as you're using a holistic strategy where you know how to launch on Amazon, which, if you don't know that, we've got tons of videos on that on the channel. You know how to put a product on Amazon and how to launch it using Amazon advertising. But where the competitive advantage comes in 2024 is using TikTok, right? So unless you've been living under a rock, you must have heard of TikTok and TikTok Shop and all of that type of stuff, right? If you come to TikTok and you search Primal Queen, basically what these brands are doing is they are sending their product to tons of people who then make content on TikTok. That content goes viral. And then, because people see that viral content, they come across to Amazon and they start searching for the brand. So this is why you see what I showed you before. If you type in Primal Queen, what you're going to see is 90,000 people a month searching for this product, right? So this is what happens. Amazon is a marketplace, right? A lot of people think that Amazon is just for like non-brands. So nobody's going to search for your brand. What they're going to search for is beef supplements, and you've got to rank at the top for that. Now, that is true. You want to rank for those non-branded keywords, but this is ultimately what you want. You want branded search. You want your product to be on Amazon, and you want to rank for, supplements, beef organ supplements, all of those keywords. But also on top of that, you want people already searching for your brand. You want people to have the awareness, and that comes from doing marketing off of Amazon. That comes from doing Facebook ads. That comes from doing TikTok affiliates, right? So these brands are doing stuff like this. So this woman will have received this product, and then she's marketing it. She's talking about the product. She's saying what it did for her, how it made her feel. Then all of these people, they see it, and you know what they do? They go across to Amazon and they search for it, because everybody thinks, I want to order something and I want it to arrive in a few hours, or I want it to arrive the next day. That's why people are still using Amazon so much, because it's so convenient. So they're scrolling on Instagram, they're scrolling on TikTok, and they see the product. They think that looks amazing. They don't buy it there and then. A lot of the time, they go to Amazon. But TikTok has now introduced what's called TikTok Shop. So this is absolutely wild. So basically, when you're browsing TikTok now, if you see a product or a brand that you like, and let's imagine this woman is promoting this product, right? She's promoting this product on TikTok Shop. Now, what happens in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little button. There's a little button, and you can click it and then buy this product straight up on TikTok Shop. Now, what I'm going to show you is a tool where you can see the most popular products on TikTok Shop. So this is a tool called Fastmoss. Again, if you want to start using this, check the video description because we've got a discount code for it. I think you can save 20%. As far as I know, I don't think Primal Queen is on here, but basically what it allows you to do is search for products and brands. So let's have a look. Maybe it is on here and I've not actually seen it yet. So Primal Queen, it is on there, but it doesn't look like there's any sold in the last 7 days. Let's have a look. Can we change the filters? Can we change the period? So this is only showing me the last 7 days and I can't see any sold. So maybe these guys are not actually running this right now. But what you can see at some point, they have had their product on there. Let me just log in. Right. So you can see, right, at some point. So they actually haven't done TikTok Shop at all yet, which is quite funny. So there you can see, let's have a look in the last 180 days. Maybe they've done more and they've just stopped. So they haven't. They're not even really using TikTok Shop yet, which is very interesting. But this is the perfect product to sell on TikTok because you can already see that people are making videos and it's going viral, right? So you can already see all of these products. So this is what you need to be doing. And this is why you need unique packaging. You need a unique brand name, which is what I've talked about before. And then you get these people, right, getting 80,000 views on a video. That's 80,000 people that have seen this brand that are then going to go on and search for it and start using it, right? If I go back to the dashboard, you can see all of these brands. So you've got brands like Golly, which are just absolutely killing it. These guys are doing $3 million a month. And all of these people see it. They either buy it on TikTok and then they go across to Amazon and then they buy it on there, right? So you can see all of these videos, right? People are just making these TikTok videos. They're getting paid commission for doing this. But this is basically, right, this is basically step 4. You want to be launching on Amazon. So you want your product on Amazon like it is on here. And then you want to be launching, you want to be sending it to affiliates and getting people to promote it. So those people either buy it directly through TikTok Shop or they come across to your website, or they come to Amazon and they buy it there. Because Primal Queen have got a really nice website. I've got no idea how much they're doing, but I know on Amazon they're doing crazy numbers. I think they're doing about $400,000 on Amazon. Let's have a quick look. And then they must be doing hundreds of thousands through their own website. And then what I'm going to show you in a sec is the meta advertising that these guys are doing, because I think they're doing a lot of Facebook ads. So let's have a look. Primal Queen, where the hell is it? Primal Queen, $415,000 a month. That's one product just on Amazon. Now, Meta Ad Library. Let's have a look. So if you didn't know how to use this before, this is basically the Facebook ad library where you can basically search any company and you can see the ads that they're running on Facebook, right? So I know this is a US only brand. I'm going to come to all brands and then Primal Queen. And what this is going to show me is all of the ads that this brand are running. Because the reason why they've got so many people searching for it is because they're doing advertising off of Amazon. So this is what you want to be working towards, right? You want to have a brand. And if you look, it's very, very simple. A lot of these videos are videos made for TikTok. What this brand does, or what they will do, is they'll take the best performing videos from TikTok and then they'll use them in their meta ads. So the reason that you got so many people searching directly for this brand is because they're doing meta ads, they're doing TikTok ads, they're doing TikTok affiliates, and that's driving all of these people to Amazon and their own website. So it wouldn't surprise me if these guys were doing $1 million a month in sales or more with one simple product, some nice packaging, some nice branding. And let me tell you, their margin is going to be big, because if you look at the price, Primal Queen, if you look at the price of this product compared to others, so this is, I think you get 120 capsules, but look at this, it's $60. So you can actually get more for less. So I think this one here is 120 capsules. It's 180 capsules. I'm pretty sure Primal Queen is only 60. Let's have a look. 100% grass form. How many is in there? Contains 6 essential. I think it's 60 capsules. Yeah, look. You can see here 60 capsules, right? 60 capsules for $60. And then you've got exactly the same product pretty much in some of these where you get 180. So Be- because they've got so much branded search, because they're doing advertising off of Amazon, they can charge a much higher price and their profit margin is going to be ridiculous. On top of that, this is a subscription based product, right? So you can subscribe to this. Look, for 50 bucks, you get all of these free things. They want people to subscribe. 30-day supply delivered monthly. You get a free jar, you get a pill case, you get a mystery gift. They want people to subscribe. Now, this is the other thing about supplements, about consumable products. It's incredible because you get LTV, you get lifetime value where people are subscribing to your brand. So let's bring it back. You want to be finding an existing brand, then you want to be using AI to come up with your brand identity and all the rest of it, the name, everything. You want to find a supplier, you want to speak to that supplier, explain it, you want to get samples, you want to test them. This doesn't happen in 2 weeks, it takes time. Once you've done that, you've got everything set up, you've got your version of Primal Queen, you're going to launch it on Amazon. And if you don't know how to do that, check out our other videos. And then you're going to launch it on TikTok. Now, we're going to be documenting how we're doing this inside of our community. Honest FBA is our community. We're going to be doing this exact process with a brand in the UK, and we're going to be documenting it with everyone in there so everybody can learn and copy from us. Now, hopefully this video shone a bit of light on how you can launch a brand or a supplement, right? It doesn't have to be a supplement brand. You can replace this with anything. It can be a physical, a toy. It can be anything, right? It's the same steps. And if you know how to do this, and if you know how to launch on Amazon, if you know how to leverage influencers on TikTok, on Instagram, if you know how to do meta ads, there is so much opportunity in 2024. And it's, I genuinely don't think there's been a better time to be launching these type of brands and these types of products. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And go and watch this video that I did recently where I talk about, what was I talking about? Where I talk about the future of Amazon FBA. Check it out, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.